History remembers the 1787 and 1867 megaquakes that unleashed tsunamis across the Caribbean, but new tremors rumbling beneath the Puerto Rico Trench signal. The Atlantic fault is waking up again. Scientists warn this hidden boundary could trigger a megaquake far sooner than anyone predicts, reshaping the region in minutes. If the Caribbean's deadliest threat is reawakening, is anyone prepared for what's coming next? Long before modern sensors watched the Atlantic's restless floor, the islands of the Caribbean bore witness to disaster. In the late 18th century, on May 2, 1787, Puerto Rico shook with a violence that shattered stone buildings and sent terrified residents fleeing into open fields. Colonial records describe walls crumbling in San Juan, and tremors so fierce that church bells rang out across the island. The quake's estimated magnitude, between 8.0 and 8.25, rivals some of the largest known in the Atlantic, though written accounts focus on the devastation from shaking rather than any tsunami. Details are sparse. No confirmed wave heights or death tolls survive, but the memory of that day lingers in the region's oldest chronicles. 80 years later, on November 18, 1867, the Virgin Islands faced a different kind of horror. A magnitude 7.5 earthquake struck near the Anegada Trough, just east of Puerto Rico. Minutes after the shaking, the sea drained from harbors in St. Thomas and Culebra. Ship logs and newspapers describe a sudden withdrawal, then a wall of water racing inland. In Charlotte-Amalie, the tsunami reached heights of up to 25 feet, smashing boats against buildings and sweeping debris through the streets. At least 25 lives were lost in the port alone, with more casualties scattered across the smaller islands in eastern Puerto Rico. In Fajardo and Vieques, homes flooded and terrified families scrambled for safety as water surged far beyond the usual shoreline. These disasters, carved into the collective memory by the force of nature and the pen of survivors, reveal a simple truth. The Atlantic fault system is not dormant. Its history is written in ruined harbors, vanished ships, and the stories of those who endured. Even without the tools of modern science, the past leaves a warning, one that echoes through every new tremor detected beneath the trench. On June 23, 2025, the ground beneath northern Puerto Rico jolted with a magnitude 5.7 quake. Sensors placed along the septentrional fault zone recorded the rupture at a depth of nearly 70 kilometers, the strongest tremor in a series of swarms that had rattled the region for months. In the hours that followed, the Puerto Rico Seismic Network, known as PRSN, pushed its aging equipment to the limit, streaming real-time data to emergency agencies and research teams. Dr. Elizabeth Vanacore, PRSN's lead scientist, spent the night in the network's control room, tracking aftershocks and fielding calls from worried officials. She had seen this pattern before. The 2020 Guanica sequence, when hundreds of earthquakes rocked the island's southwest, had left schools cracked, homes condemned, and communities on edge. That event, with a main shock at magnitude 6.4, forced thousands to sleep outside and exposed just how vulnerable the monitoring system had become. Power outages, damaged stations, and a shoestring budget made each new swarm a test of endurance for Vanacore's team. In the years since, has raced to modernize, adding more sensors and joining forces with USGS and Google's TremorNet. Machine learning now scans the flood of seismic signals for hidden patterns, buried hints of slow slip or stress buildup that could precede a larger rupture. Yet, even with these advances, the network faces blind spots. Gaps in coverage, delays in real-time analysis, and the unpredictable nature of the fault system mean that warning time is measured in minutes, not hours. For the scientists on the front lines, every new tremor is a reminder. The stress beneath the trench is rising, and the tools to read its signals are still catching up. In 2022, a new chapter began for earthquake science in the Atlantic. The NOAA Oceanos Explorer, equipped with advanced sonar, swept across the Puerto Rico Trench and the Anegada Gap, revealing seafloor features never mapped before. These high-resolution images exposed a jagged landscape, steep slopes, hidden scarps, and thick blankets of sediment, some reaching 7 kilometers deep. For USGS hazard modelers, the fresh data brought a revelation. Where previous maps had blurred the boundaries, the Okeanos mission traced fault lines and splay structures with precision, showing how segments of the trench connect and where stress is most likely to lock. The 2025 National Seismic Hazard Model, built on these findings, redrew risk estimates for the region. Scientists identified a critical patch off northwest Puerto Rico, a section of the megathrust that appears tightly coupled, storing energy as the North American plate grinds beneath the Caribbean. GPS and ocean bottom sensors confirmed that this locked zone stretching near Isabela could rupture in a single massive event. The Anegada Gap, once thought less hazardous, now showed signs of being able to transfer slip between segments, raising the prospect of a multi-segment rupture, one that could span hundreds of kilometers. Sediment thickness emerged as a key factor. With up to 7 kilometers of soft material above the fault, the potential for rapid, efficient tsunami generation grew. The updated models, for the first time, allowed scientists to simulate how a rupture might unfold, where the break would start, how energy would cascade along the trench, and which coastal communities would face the highest waves. These discoveries, grounded in hard data, forced a reconsideration of what the Atlantic fault system is capable of. The old maps had underestimated the danger. Now, the numbers pointed to a plausible megaquake scenario, one that could reshape the Caribbean coastline in minutes. Beneath the calm surface north of Puerto Rico, the seafloor is scarred by enormous amphitheater-shaped craters, silent evidence of past landslides that dwarf anything seen on land. These scars, some stretching for kilometers, reveal a hazard that multiplies the region's risk: the potential for submarine landslides to unleash devastating local tsunamis, even when earthquakes themselves are moderate. Along the edge of the carbonate platform, where steep slopes plunge into the trench, blocks of rock and sediment can suddenly break loose. When this happens, the displaced mass accelerates downslope, displacing water with violent force. Models of the Mona Passage landslide, linked to the 1918 tsunami, show that a single event moved up to 10 cubic kilometers of material at speeds reaching 27 meters per second. The result was not just a wave, but a focused surge capable of amplifying run-up heights by a factor of 5 or more along nearby shores. In the hours after the 1918 quake, telegraph cables snapped on the seafloor, severed by tumbling debris. Eyewitnesses in western Puerto Rico described a sudden withdrawal of the sea, then a wall of water racing inland. Later studies confirmed that the tsunami's timing and intensity could only be explained by a massive submarine slide, not by fault rupture alone. Similar amphitheater scarps line the northern coast, and new mapping pinpoints hotspot zones where sediment is thick and slopes are unstable. Hydrodynamic simulations warn that even an earthquake below magnitude 7, if it triggers a slope failure in these zones, could send a deadly wave crashing ashore within minutes, leaving little time for warning or escape. Along this restless margin, the greatest danger may not come from the quake itself, but from the hidden mass poised to move in its aftermath. A rupture along the Puerto Rico Trench could unleash a megaquake anywhere from magnitude 7.6 to as high as 9.0. According to the most recent hazard models. Each step up the scale brings a dramatic jump in energy. An M9.0 event would release over 30 times more energy than an M8.0. NOAA's tsunami simulations show that a full-length rupture could displace enough water to send waves racing across the Caribbean and beyond. In the worst-case scenario, a tsunami could strike Puerto Rico's north coast in under 10 minutes, with additional waves reaching the Virgin Islands, the Dominican Republic, and even the U.S. East Coast within hours. For coastal cities, the difference between a moderate quake and a megaquake is measured not just in shaking, but in the height and reach of the waves that follow. Inside the PRSN control room, alarms blare as seismic waves register across the network. Software races to pinpoint the epicenter and calculate tsunami potential. Less than 4 minutes after the rupture, the first official alert flashes to emergency managers. A major earthquake has struck north of Puerto Rico. Tsunami possible. Evacuate low-lying areas. but on the coast, the clock is already running out. Simulations show that for a trench rupture, the first tsunami waves can reach the North Shore in 5 to 8 minutes. Police and firefighters scramble to activate sirens and loudspeakers, urging residents to run, leave cars, head for high ground. In neighborhoods near the water, families have only moments to grab children and elderly relatives. The difference between life and death is measured not in hours, but in the handful of minutes before the sea arrives. In 2025, the Puerto Rico Seismic Network recorded a magnitude 5.7 earthquake at 68 kilometers depth, just months after new mapping by the Awakens mission revealed fault segments beneath the trench locked in accumulating stress. Historical records from 1787 and 1867 confirm that this region has unleashed catastrophic earthquakes and tsunamis before. Recent models from NOAA and the USGS show that a rupture along the Puerto Rico Trench could send tsunami waves to the U.S. East Coast within hours and strike local shores in minutes, leaving little time for warning. Despite decades of study, scientists still cannot predict exactly when or where the next megaquake will strike. Critical details, such as the precise size of the locked segment or how submarine landslides may amplify tsunami waves, remain under investigation. What is certain, the geological forces beneath the Caribbean are neither dormant nor fully understood. As monitoring networks work to close the gaps, the evidence compels vigilance, preparation, and continued research across the region.